I've been thinking about our incident response plans again. The way we're handling alerts just isn't scaling well with the number of services we have now.
It feels like every time there's an issue, it turns into this big firefighting session rather than following a playbook.
Exactly. And that's because our playbooks aren't detailed enough. We need to break down each potential scenario and create step-by-step guides for resolution. Remember last month when the database went down? It was chaos trying to figure out what to do first.
Yeah, and it felt like everyone was making decisions on the fly, without any clear guidance from our current playbooks.
That's why I think we should invest more in automating some of these steps. If certain conditions are met, we could trigger predefined actions automatically. For instance, if CPU usage spikes beyond a threshold, maybe we can auto-scale or even run diagnostic scripts without waiting for someone to notice an app.
Automating those initial checks could save us a lot of time and prevent minor issues from escalating.
Absolutely. Also, we need better communication tools integrated into our monitoring systems. Right now, it's too manual figuring out who needs to be notified and how urgently they need to respond. Imagine if Slack or another channel got automated notifications based on severity levels.
That would streamline things significantly during an actual incident.
Plus, it'd help with accountability and tracking who did what during an incident. You know how hard it is after the fact to piece together exactly what happened and who made which decision. Speaking of automated notifications, have you looked into some of the newer automated alerting systems for production environments? They can really change how we handle incidents.
I've seen a few options, but they all seem to have their quirk. Finding one that integrates seamlessly with our existing setup is tricky.
True, but it's worth the effort. A good system should reduce false positives and ensure that only critical alerts reach the team. That way, we're not waking up people at odd hours for something trivial.
Agreed. The last thing we want is alert fatigue. People start ignoring alerts if they get too many non-critical ones.
Exactly. We need smart filtering and grouping. For example, if multiple hosts report similar issues around the same time, the system should group them into a single incident instead of sending out individual alerts.
That would definitely cut down on noise and make it easier to focus on what really matters.
And let's not forget about dynamic thresholds based on historical data. If the system can learn what normal looks like and adjust its triggers accordingly, it'll be much more reliable in flagging real problems.
Definitely. It would be great to have fewer false alarms and quicker responses to actual issues.
Another key feature is integration with service discovery tools. As our infrastructure scales, having an alerting system that understands our microservices architecture will be crucial for accurate alerts.
That makes sense. Especially as we continue to grow and add more services, it'll become increasingly important.
Absolutely. Plus, if we can tie this into our CI/CD pipeline, we could set up tests specifically designed to catch issues before they hit production. Imagine catching a major outage in staging rather than live.
That would be huge. Reducing downtime by catching issues earlier in the process could save us a lot of headaches and lost revenue.
Indeed. So, we should start looking into some of these advanced systems soon. There are several platforms out there that claim to offer these features. We just need to find one that fits our specific needs and budget. Speaking of advanced systems, integrating our monitoring tools with our incident management workflows could really streamline everything. Have you had a chance to look into that?
I've dabbled a bit, but it seems like there are so many moving parts to consider. Getting the different tools to talk to each other smoothly is no small feat.
Absolutely, but it's essential for efficiency. When an alert comes in, we want it to automatically trigger the right incident response workflow. No manual handoffs or missteps.
That would certainly reduce human error and speed up resolution times.
Exactly. Imagine if a critical alert not only pings the relevant team, but also creates a ticket in Jira or ServiceNow with all the necessary context. This way, everyone knows what needs to be done right away.
And if the tool can update the status of the incident in real time, It would be much easier to track progress and communicate updates to stakeholders.
Definitely. Real-time updates are key. Plus, if we integrate our monitoring data directly into our incident management system, we can have detailed analytics on incident frequency, resolution times, and root causes.
That kind of visibility would be incredibly useful for both short-term problem solving and long-term planning.
Agreed. Another aspect is automation within these workflows. For instance, once an issue is identified, we could automate some standard troubleshooting steps before escalating further. This saves time and ensures consistency.
That makes sense. Automated initial steps could buy us time while keeping things under control until human intervention is needed.
Exactly. And then there's the idea of incorporating machine learning into these workflows. Over time, the system could learn from past incidents and suggest more effective actions based on historical data.
That sounds like it could greatly improve our overall incident response capabilities.
Yes, it's about creating a seamless flow from detection to resolution. With better integration, we could turn our incident management from reactive to proactive. Speaking of proactive measures, have you thought about how we handle escalation policies for critical alerts? It's crucial that the right people are notified at the right time.
That's definitely a challenge. We need to make sure that critical alerts don't fall through the cracks and that they reach the appropriate team members promptly.
Absolutely. Ideally, our escalation policy should be tiered. When a critical alert comes in, it should initially go to the primary on-call person. If they don't acknowledge it within a certain time frame, it escalates to the secondary contact.
That makes sense. But how do we ensure that everyone is aware of their roles and responsibilities in these scenarios?
Training and regular drills are key. Everyone should know what to expect and how to respond when they receive an alert. Plus, having clear documentation of who is responsible for what can prevent confusion during high-pressure situations.
Regular reminders and practice runs would definitely help keep everyone sharp and ready to act.
Exactly. Another consideration is making sure that the escalation paths are flexible enough to adapt to different shifts and availability schedules. What works for a Monday might not work for a Sunday, so we need dynamic policies.
Dynamic policies sound like they would require some robust scheduling tools to manage effectively.
Definitely. And integrating these tools with our monitoring systems can automate much of this process. For example, if someone is off-site or on vacation, their alerts should automatically escalate to the next person on the list without manual intervention.
That would eliminate a lot of potential bottlenecks and ensure continuous coverage.
Now, additionally, we should consider adding redundancy in our escalation chains. In case someone doesn't respond quickly enough, having multiple backup contacts ensures that nothing slips through the cracks.
Having multiple layers of backups does provide peace of mind and reduces risk.
Agreed. Lastly, feedback loops are important. After each incident, reviewing what worked well and what didn't can refine our policies over time. Continuous improvement is key to staying ahead of any issues.